Hi everybody, welcome to my channel today. I hope you're doing well. I didn't script anything, I didn't write anything out, but my son is gone and I thought I would take this opportunity to share some more information about my Eureka Springs trip this past weekend. So thank you for joining me today. My name is Donna, and this is Fancy Fiber Forum, where we love fancy fiber here. If you're new or just joining me for the first time, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. And if it's your first time, I hope you like what you see and you decide to stick around and come back from time to time to see the things that I have to share, which is mostly crochet and yarn related. That is primarily what this channel is all about. So today is Sunday, March 16th, 2025, day before St. Patrick's Day. I'm just sitting here in my comfortable chair. I just got done feeding the dog. Gave him a raw egg and some olive oil in his food, and he should be ready to maybe lay down and settle for a while. Maybe he wants to go OUT, but the neighbor's kids are outside on their trampoline just sitting, and he'll just go to the fence and bark at them. So I'm going to leave him in for now. I know he wants to go OUT. It's 50 degrees out. The last of the snow has melted. We had a little bit of winter weather last night. Started with some grapple, which is kind of like, it's like freezing rain, but it's little pellets. It's little pellets, frozen pellets. And then it started snowing. So we had just a little bit of a slight cover this morning of snow and last night. And there's Goober. Come to join us. There he goes. So I guess he's joining me today. He wants to sit where I'm at because here's the window and he likes to look at the, I can't say the word. I think he just burped. Anyway, I digress. I know, Goop. I know. So as some of you may know, I decided I was going to attend this year's Eureka Fiber Festival in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. This is only my second ever fiber festival that I've attended. First one out of town. And my friend Jeanette and I went. And we went down Thursday the 13th, stayed the night, and then the festival was the next day. And we went, and it was kind of what I expected because I had looked at a couple of videos from previous festivals. So it's kind of what I expected. But it was still a lot of fun. And it was just a feast for the eyes to see all this beautiful yarn. And if you know me, you know that I was looking for the good deals and the best deals. And believe me, I found it. And I'm going to share that with you in a second. So we got there early because we were riding the trolley. We didn't drive. We kept her car parked. And so we took the trolley everywhere we went. And took us a while to figure out, because they have 4 different trolley routes, and we had to figure out which one we needed to get where we needed to go. So we got where we needed to go. We were about 20 minutes early. They were not going to open the doors till 12 o'clock noon on Saturday. Friday. Yeah, they didn't open the doors till 12 o'clock. So we were 20 minutes early, and luckily they had tables that we could sit at, and they had a coffee station if we wanted coffee. So we were just sitting around talking, waiting for the doors to open. And about 5 minutes before 12, I happened to see this lady standing in front of, oh gosh, that scared me, a squirrel jumping up in the bird feeder. Standing in front of the coffee station, and she had this beautiful shawl on. Oh my gosh, it really caught my eye. And the pattern, stitch pattern, reminded me of Tunisian. I don't know why, but it just did. No, Goober, you can't get over here and bark at the squirrel. So they opened the door and we started to head that way, and she was still right there. So we stopped and talked to her. And she was an older lady. She was probably in her 70s. And it was a triangle shawl, but the back triangle was kind of shallow. It didn't go as far down as the front points did. The point in the back was much shallower. So we stopped and talked to her and told her we were admiring her shawl. And she told us a name, but she wasn't sure of the name of the shawl. And I wished I'd gotten a picture of it, because I went out. She said she got it on Ravelry. So while we were sitting waiting for a trolley later that day, I decided to see if I could find it. Based on the picture in my head. And luckily Jeanette found it. My friend Jeanette found it. And it's a pattern called Mikado, Mikado. Beautiful, beautiful, interesting, unique shawl. And now I know why it's a shallow triangle in the back, because the point is single crochets. Your increase is singles at the point, at the middle point, and then regular increases as you go out. So I started that last night. I'm to the point where I have to change colors, so I have to go cake up the next color and start the next color. So I'll grab a screenshot of the pattern and put it right in front of Goober's face. One thing about this pattern, you must love and or enjoy double crochet post stitches, because that's the majority of this shawl. The very first section that's going to be up behind your neck is all double crochet post, front post and back post. I don't mind front post. I'm not fond of back post because I'm always afraid I'm going to miss one. So that's what this whole section is for the first color, and that's 18 rows. Is front post, back post. Each row, front post, back row, back post. One side is front post, and then the next row, every stitch is back post doubles. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm changing color, like I said, and the very last, or the very first row of the next section is actually front post, chain one, skip one, front post, chain one, skip one. So I'm making boxes, and it's the boxes that are going to be the peekaboos for the next color. Go look at this pattern. It is so neat, and I'm 99% sure this is the pattern she was wearing. It was beautiful. I just hope I chose the right colors. They have to be contrasting colors so that you can see the post stitches, because they're going to be sandwiched between the previous color. You'll see. Look it up. You'll see. So anyway, we go in, and I didn't look in every booth, because if they didn't have any yarn, I didn't go in. They had a guy selling ceramic, all kinds of ceramic stuff. I'm sure that he made himself, of course. They had a basket weaver. That was the very first thing as you walk in, is rather large booth of baskets. I'm not a big basket collector, so I didn't even bother looking. I'm just there for yarn. That's all I want. And handmade soap. I told my friend I wanted some handmade soap, which I got. So, or homemade soap. You know what I mean. So we go on and we're looking, and I told Jeanette, I said, I'm going to do the once around, and then if I see something I want, I will go back. And like I said, if you know me, you know I'm going to be looking for the bargains. And there was a bargain, and it was the best booth there. It could have been any other booth. Most booths didn't have any clearance or discounts. I'm going to say less than 5 vendors offered any discounts of any kind. I can only think of 2 off the top of my head that had discounts. So I went around and I was almost through the whole circuit, and I came upon Red Door Fibers. I think that's the name. Red Door Fibers, yes. I don't know if you're familiar with Red Door, but the woman that was sitting there tells just about everybody that comes in, all of our yarns are silk blends. They don't make anything that doesn't have silk in it. So I'm like, that's right up my alley. And so here I am faced with mini kits and, full skeins and just beautiful, 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 soft, amazing yarn. And Jeanette was ahead of me, and I don't know how she missed the table, but there was a table in the center of their booth, and it had either boxes or baskets with discounted yarn. And they had words escape me right now. They had a piece of paper, a placard that listed what was on sale and by how much. And it said all mini skeins, $3. Full skeins, $20. Didn't matter whether it was a 3-weight, a fingering weight. I don't know if they had any worsted weight. I don't think they had any sport weight. But they had fingering weight and they had DK. Those were $20 for full skeins. So when I saw $3 minis, I'm going through this box. I think it was a box. And all the minis, most of the minis were at the bottom. And they only had one colorway in the minis. And I'm glad I liked the colorway. And I showed it to Jeanette, and she was like, ooh, she likes blues. She loves blue and like beachy colors. I like blue if it's intermixed with like green and or purple. She likes the blues with the browns. More beachy. I like more of the tropical. So I pulled out as many as I could for myself. And then when I knew that she was ogling them, I started handing her some. And then I counted how many I had. I had 7. She had 6. And I went milling through the box. They had one more. So we each got 7. I can't reach it. And let's see if sale bin. Let's see, is there a name on it? Oh, it's a one of a kind. But they all looked alike. This isn't a very good representation of it. Let me get a better one. Okay. One of a kind. And this is 60% superwash merino, 20% silk, 20% nylon. And here it is. See the purple, blue, and purple. Beautiful. And these are 20 gram skeins, 94 yards, 4 ply of the fiber I just told you. So I got 7 of those. So almost 700 yards for $35. $3 times, no, 21. I'm sorry, I can't do math. 7 times 3 is 21. So almost 700 yards for $21. I wish now that I would have gotten all 7, but that's okay. I don't mind sharing, Jeanette. I don't mind sharing. So, isn't that pretty? 7 of those minis. And then, of course, I went through the box with the fingering weight, right? And they didn't have any, I don't believe they had any multiple colorways. I think everything was a onesie. So I grabbed the 2 that I wanted. And these, oh my gosh, these are both 50/50 superwash silk blend. 50/50. And each one is 437 yards. This one, oh my gosh, this one is called Grapevine. Look at that. Right up my alley. Greens and purples. That's mainly what it is. Greens and purples. Maybe a little bit of white, that hasn't been dyed. Red Door fibers. Grapevine is the colorway. Oh my gosh, it is so soft. So soft. $20 for a 50/50 silk merino. You can't beat it. I wished I would have gotten more of some different colors, but their colors, I just didn't blow my skirt up. Not that I was wearing a skirt. Okay, this next one is called Garden Gate, and it's exactly the same yardage, same everything. And it's speckles, which I love. And here we go. It's mostly, the creamy white with the pink and like a wine color, and then of course the green speckle. Oh my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. And oh so soft. Oh so soft. So that was my haul at Red Door. So I continued on and made my way around again. And there was another vendor in the back. And they had all kinds of different things. They had this basket with some undyed yarn that looked very familiar to me. And I picked it up and it was squeaky. If you held it and you rubbed it in your hand like that, it would squeak. Like that. There's Mr. Squirrel again. Don't you misbehave. It's okay. I have some like that. And I bought it at a thrift store and it was unlabeled. I didn't know what it was. I assumed it was cotton. And it was like, I haven't weighed it yet, but I'm going to say it's probably about 300 grams of yarn. And I think I paid like $6.99. I don't know. Maybe I paid double that, but still. It was a whole bunch of caked up. Everything was the same. I don't know why it's in like 10 or 12 little cakes, about like that size, about 50 grams each probably. But it's a lot of yarn. So I think now I know that it's silk. It's silk. Because that box she had that was squeaky was silk. So I looked up last night. I said, what does silk do when it burns? and it's self-extinguishing. So I went ahead, I've done a burn test on it before. I just forgot what it did. And it would not stay lit. I mean, not even for more than a couple of seconds. It would not stay lit. And there was no hard bead on the end of it or anything. It was complete ash. I'm not good with smell, so it wouldn't have done me any good really to smell it, even though I did. It didn't smell. If it had been cotton, like I thought it was, it would have kept burning, and it would have smelled like paper. But it didn't. It self-extinguished. So I am 99.9% sure it's silk, 100% silk. So I may save it and dye it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do with it. Anyway, at that booth, I'm looking around, and this 2 colorways caught my eye, and I couldn't decide between them. And I thought, this is going to be my splurge buy. It's not on sale. It wasn't. There was no cost on it at all. But it was single ply. This was the only vendor that I saw that had single ply yarn. And that's what I was looking for. I wanted sport weight, but I love single ply yarn. This one happened to be single ply. So the 2 colorways that I liked, one of them they had a bunch of the same colorway. The other one they only had one. So I thought, okay, that's my decision then. That made my decision. I'm going to rescue this one lone colorway. And it happens to be called Sea Turtle. And if you know me, you know I love green. Here is Sea Turtle. This is called Leading Men Fiber Arts. But that wasn't who was at this vendor was selling for them. But this is 523 yards, you guys. 523 yards of a fingering weight, single ply, 65% superwash, 20% silk, 15% yak for $40. I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. That was my one splurge. And I only got the one skein. But isn't that gorgeous? That is simply beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh. Ecstatic to have that. I don't know what I'll make with it. You know, it's 500 yards. So either I'll find a one skein project to use with it, or I'll use it in a project with another single ply that I have. I don't know. We'll see. Because I've got some other single ply. I don't know if I have fingering weight though. Yeah, I do. I have one, but it's black and white. I don't think those would go good together. But anyway, that's my haul from Eureka Springs Fiber in the Ozarks Festival. Jeanette had a great time. She said, let's do it again. Let's find another one to go to. So she was kind enough to drive. Yeah, it's the roads going into Eureka Springs are very twisty. And I bet motorcyclists would love that road. It's very twisty. On the way, when we left there on the way home, no, you can't have it. On the way home, I was almost kind of close to getting car sick. And I don't get car sick. And I'm sitting here crocheting while she's doing all these twisties, you know, at 50 miles an hour. So I'd have to stop what I'm doing and look up. And I remember the words of my mom, you know, look for the horizon. Well, how can you look for the horizon when you're doing this? And there's hills, you know, there's hills everywhere and things passing you on the side. So I couldn't look to the side. I couldn't look in the front. Goober sees the squirrel out on the porch. So anyway, we got through all that, got on the highway, everything was fine. Everything was fine. I finished 2 projects while I was there. Yeah, I know, Goober, I know. I know you want the squirrel. I know. I know. But you can't go out because those boys are out there. I know. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Well, let me go check. You want me to go check? Should I go check to see if the boys are out there? He wants to go look for the squirrels. Give me just a second. Okay. The boys are off the trampoline, so Goober went outside. I have a whole lot more yarn to share, but I think I'm going to put that in another video because we're already almost 30 minutes. If I show you all this yarn that I got, we'll be here for 2 hours. I'm just kidding. But we'll be here probably at least another hour. Because when I got home yesterday, I had 3 or 4 packages of yarn waiting for me to open them. One of them was 4 mystery bags from Aberdeen's Wool. So that alone will take, 30 minutes. And then I got a package from a giveaway that I won. And then I have a package from a swap that I did on another channel. So I think I'm going to put that on a separate video. I even have some Etsy yarn I might share. So that would add to the time for that. So I think I'll put all that on another video separate from this one. This one I wanted devoted only to the Fiber Festival and what all went on there. So I think that's all I have for today. I just wanted to share the yarn with you. I purchased 2 bars of homemade soap at the show. I purchased another 2 bars from one of the shops when Jeanette and I were walking around. I got some more soap. I told Jeanette because that's all I use. I don't use mass-produced soap. Haven't for years. So I want to have a decent supply of bath soap. For showering, not hand soap for the, washing your hands. This is body soap. So I bought those. I don't think I bought anything else other than the yarn and the soap at the Fiber Festival. That's all I got. My thoughts on Eureka Springs. For those of you who have never been there, and I've thought about going, if you are a follower of Jesus Christ and a staunch Christian that prefers to keep reduce earthly influences, I don't know if that place is for you. I don't know that. The only reason I would go back would be for just the views, and because I love that part of the country. I spent a lot of my childhood near Branson, Missouri, the Ozarks. So I have a lot of fond memories down there. But there's a lot of, it's almost like New Orleans. There's a lot of mysticism and, I don't know, things just not of God. That's just my take. You might be able to separate the two. I can't. I prefer not to. Yeah, a lot of I don't know, just mysticism and New Age stuff, fairies. by fairies, I mean the little creatures with wings. Trying to think. Oh, I wished I'd gotten a picture of this. You guys won't believe this. I really wished I'd gotten a picture, but I'm going to tell you the story anyway. We're driving out of town. We're still in town. We're making our way through these narrow streets to get out of town. Here's this lady on the side of the road pushing a stroller. The lady appeared to be, I don't know, maybe in her 50s, maybe a little older. You won't believe what was in the stroller. I couldn't believe what was in the stroller. I can't believe Jeanette didn't just stop and gawk. She kept driving, so I couldn't get a picture. She had a full-grown raccoon in the stroller. I totally forgot to tell my son about it yesterday. A full-grown raccoon in the stroller, walking the raccoon. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So I think there's a lot of eccentric people there. The architecture there is amazing. I don't know that I would want to live there, because especially around downtown. I can't even imagine trying to drive around that town. I can't even imagine, because a lot of the roads, even though they're two-way roads, people park on the street and there's just room enough. If there was no cars on the street, there's just room enough for two-way traffic. If there's a car parked on the street, there's only room for one car to get through. And people just drive. I mean, we almost had a head on because this person came from around the curve. I don't know if they're a local. I'm assuming they're local. Around the curve, and here we are, whoa. So, I don't know that I'd want to live there unless I lived out of town and could just gaze at the mountains, the hills all day. I would love that. We had some weather move in while we were there, waiting on the trolley to take us back to our hotel. Pea-size hail, lots of wind. And of course, Jeanette was concerned about her car, but it was fine. I guess the weather was worse around where I live than it was down there. Although my friend Jody, she doesn't live far. She lives about an hour north, probably northwest of Eureka Springs. She said they had 10 rounds of hail, 10 separate rounds of hail. She said she thought that system just stalled over her house. So it was a heck of a system. At one point we thought all we were going to get was some high winds, but we got rain and we got some lightning and thunder. And the lightning and thunder came after we got back to our hotel, but the hail came down as we were waiting on the trolley. But we were inside, so it was no big deal. So overall, it was a good trip. It was a nice trip. Good to get away. I don't know that I would have wanted to stay another day and just walk around. Their sidewalks are horrendous. It's an old town. And I don't know what kind of rock they use or stones they use on their sidewalks, but they're very smooth. It's a very smooth stone. Like if it were to rain, I would think it'd be really slippery. And the sidewalks are very uneven. So you have to be you just have to be very aware of how you're walking on those sidewalks. So they're not even at all. So, and that kind of adds to the character. It does add to the character of that area. It was really neat. It really was neat. Lots of different kinds of shops. But yeah, like we went into this one shop because I saw candles through the window. So we went in and they had, you know, like crystals and things like that. And that's just, you know, that's just mysticism to me. But whatever, that's just me. If you like that kind of thing, Eureka Springs is the place for you because it is very interesting. I will say it's very interesting. They have a lot of old homes, Victorian homes from like the 1800s. But like I said, driving there in your own vehicle can be a challenge. I would not go in a low riding car, especially if you plan on going up into the hills and checking out the houses. I wouldn't take a low riding car because you will bottom out at some point. Anyway, that was my experience with the Fiber Festival. We did, like I showed in yesterday's video, we did stop in at Buc-ee's in Springfield, Missouri. I got a shirt for my son. I got some fudge, a whole box of fudge. I still have plenty. Thinking I might have to freeze it. And Jeanette and I each got a sandwich. And we ate in the car. It's about what I expected. I mean, it's like a gigantic convenience store, but they sell clothes, they sell stuff for your kitchen, they sell all kinds of stuff. So one end is like retail clothing and housewares and things, then the other end is all food, convenience food. But they had like the candied nuts and the fudge, and they had just all kinds of stuff. It was a neat experience, a pretty neat experience. Anything else on the way there, on the way back? Can't think of anything. I'll have to remember to tell my son about the raccoon. That was just hysterical. All right, well, we are at 37 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wind this down and go ahead and upload it. And I'm going to make another video with all the other yarn I got yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's wonderful. If you guys want to see a great yarn haul, make sure you check out that video. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's a great video. And I'm waiting on one other, actually now two. One yarn order and one yarn acquisition, because guess what? This morning, or this afternoon, I won a giveaway from Antoinette at Hookin' and Stitchin' Island Style. I won a giveaway. So I'll be getting that soon, and I think I'm expecting some more Temu yarn probably this coming week. We'll see. And that's about it. I think I'm done with yarn for a while. I think I need to be. I've said that. How many times have I said that? So many times. I can't think of anything else to add to this video for today, but I hope you check out that yarn haul video that I'm going to be posting probably later today. So I'm going to look through my pictures and my videos, and those will probably be on the end of this video. So I'd appreciate it if you'd stick around and watch all that till the end. And that's my neighbor. In the meantime, you guys take care. I hope you had a good weekend. Have a great week coming up. And I guess you'll see me on the next video. Remember, God loves you. Jesus loves you. I love you. Take care. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Just got here. And here we are driving through town. I thought for a minute that the woman with the raccoon might have been on this video because it was right about here that we saw her, but it must have been another part of the drive that we saw her at. But up ahead, that's a Presbyterian church, old church, and there's just a lot of old homes. Some of them had grottos in the back. I might have video of the grottos, which is basically like a cave. Look at that cute house with the pointed roof. That yellow house is so cute. There was a lot to see on this drive through Eureka Springs. That was one of my favorite houses, that green Victorian. Just beautiful. Lots of flowers in bloom. The trees were budding. Excuse me. The trees were budding. The weather was warm while we were there till that storm started coming through. So the morning we left, excuse me. The morning we left, it was in the 50s. Look at that one. Beautiful. Just beautiful. That's Jeanette. So, enjoy the next 5 minutes of our ride through Eureka. I don't think I need to narrate any more of it. Just wanted to let you know. I didn't even notice that car there that was parked on the wrong side of the street. I was too busy looking at that log cabin, which was kind of out of place. So, enjoy the rest of the scenery.
Somebody told me not to hope to find the woman of my kind. I don't give a damn you're talking to a man who's tired of being blind. We don't deserve to live in cages till the last breath of life. All I know right now is that she came like thunder in the sky. I'm freaking out every night. Give me your love and you'll always remember. Give me your love and you'll never surrender. Give me your love, give me your love, give me your love. Cause you're blowing up my mind. We're no longer denying. Give me your love, we just learn it by trying. Give me your love, give me your love, give me your love. Maybe I seem a little crazy for trying to keep an open mind, but I know the risk of losing myself by trying to fail it so many times. They all left a piece of light, but it's yours, I want to see fly high. Because anyone with me has all the right to dream away. We'll be turning in day by day. love and you'll always remember. Give me your love and you'll never surrender. Give me your love, give me your love, give me your love. Cause you're blowing up my mind. Give me your love when no longer denying. Give me your love, but just learn it by trying. Give me your love, give me your love, give me your love. I'm asking your permission, then I can do whatever I want with you. Will be just one more night. I'm asking your permission, then I can do whatever I want with you. Will be just one more night. I'm asking your permission.